Good evening. I want to apologize for the quality of the video today. This is what it looks like when a teacher's fighting the flu and middle school exams during the final week of the school year. Fun times. As to collecting data within the classroom and how I use that data to guide further instruction, I will admit it's not one of my strong points. I use a lot of formative assessment in my math classes. I make notes of how my students process the material when I use guided questions or one-on-one instruction times. I use a lot of games and hands-down questioning to try and keep them on their toes, but also to assess their comprehension of the material in the lesson. I use their homework as an opportunity to collect feedback on what they truly understand from every lesson and what concepts may still be weak. A lot of teachers have gotten away from using homework, but in math, especially for middle school, it's very easy while I do it. But once they get home and try to do it on their own, it's not easy anymore. So that's important. Lee and Associates in 2020 speak of the effectiveness of using these simple forms of feedback to make meaningful adjustments to the lessons. Homework analysis is one important tool that I always teach my students to use in guiding their own learning. According to Pandero and Associates from 2018, this is a useful tool to teach them to take ownership of their own learning. Many times I will give them the answers and they will have to go back and find where their mistakes are happening. This is a much better reinforcement than me simply correcting their mistakes. As the year progresses, they take more and more ownership over this type of assessment in the classroom, and they start to work with one another to reteach and refine the lessons for themselves rather than depending solely on me for instruction. One of my newer tools for collecting data in the classroom is online drills with Desmos. This gives both me and the students immediate feedback on where their strengths and weaknesses are in the material. Again, it's not one of my strong suits, but I will continue to seek new ways to collect useful data from my students to help facilitate an increase in their learning, because that's what it's all about.